or inside the corner store or down next to that church thing. I think it's a frat house now.
Yeah, it is.
What, down there?
And
next to Baker's Park or Barker's.
Right, they'll be out there shooting dice and shit all night.
Yeah, dude, all night.
well, they what's it called there? Somebody just got stabbed and fucking murdered down there or some shit.
Dude, it was like 3 weeks in a row. 1 week it was a stabbing, next week shooting, next week stabbing. And then like past 2 weeks it's been quiet. As far as, injuries.
It's all the drugs down there, bro. Shit is fucking
it's
wild.
bad. Like, and I just go down to catch the bus to work, man, and probably get asked, "Oh, you got some change? You want to buy this weed?"
Yeah, it was crazy too. We were considering doing like a haircuts for the homeless, like with Johnny and Kenny.
Yeah,
and bro, right around that time was when like that chick. I call her the turkey trot chick because she was rocking. She was wearing a medal, bro, from like 2017 with the turkey trot, and she was like going up to cars, and she was
the homeless chick down there.
Yeah, and
she's always down there.
Yeah, and she would always be like, my mom's got cancer. I'm running the turkey trot for her, and I'm like looking at the medal, dude. And I'm like, this is 2017. Bro. She's like
been training.
Yeah, she's loopy, bro. And then
health, crazy shit.
Then she got hit by a car and like lost her eye and shit. So she's just like down there with like no eyeball and shit. Like it's
Thanks.
Downtown Troy. I love it, but it's like it's
dude.
Bad
so I had actually made a Facebook post like a couple weeks ago saying, like back when I was going out all the time to the bars and shit, dude, you didn't have to walk 5 feet and run into a fiend or dealer or something. Now you literally can't walk past that block without it being
crazy, right?
Yeah, it's kind of sucks,
Yeah, I mean it's Troy, dude. You get him in it.
It wasn't like that though, dude.
Oh, that was a good one. We're recording, by the way.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, anyways, welcome to this episode of the Nonsensical Knowledge Podcast. On this episode, we have our man Freighter Chaplin and Ray Sauce, the motherfucking diggity, who was with us originally in the beginning and is joining the team once again, and as it should be, we are going to get fucking busy, and make sure you like, subscribe, share, all that shit, and what's good, boys?
Chilling, what's up?
I just want to shout out my OnlyFans page.
Do you? When did this start?
I've always had it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
any particular
kind of keep it on the low, I'm a parent, can't let that stuff out.
Any particular content on there? Feet, dick pics?
It changes every so often. It's really what I'm feeling. It's artistic. You know what I mean? So it's really whatever I'm feeling in the moment.
Spreading your butt cheeks. Yeah, no doubt. No, man, there's been a lot of fucking shit going on out here for everybody listening. There's like been a lot of news lately. Tons of shit. There was the Ghislaine Maxwell shit, the R. Kelly shit. There's a lot of UFO shit going on. Fucking there's been a lot. The news cycle's been going fucking crazy. Like still. What do you got?
See, I don't really watch mainstream, dude, so I don't know what's really popping up on TV. But
I don't know,
which is sad because you would think this stuff would need to be out to people, but clearly that's not the case for whoever's producing news.
Well, do you think it's a certain demographic that people are watching the news, chat? Like it's like I feel like news has become an entertainment
aspect now. It's no longer news. It's just entertainment.
Their numbers are crazy low. The top shows are getting like a couple 100,000 viewers, things like that. Like these news shows people don't watch anymore.
They're taking a hit.
Yeah, everything's online.
Yeah,
podcasts online.
Yeah. Now, do you think it's because of that, because of podcasts and all that, or do you think people are kind of catching on to narratives being pushed forward and people are realizing it?
Yeah, I think part of both, and then on top of that, I mean, it's so accessible to just check your phone. Right. You know what I mean? Instead of sit down in front of the TV and turn on MSNBC or whatever one you want to watch.
Fly by the paper.
Right, yeah. You can just sit down on your phone. You can Google anything. Every phone has a news app now. Every social media timelines, people are sharing the shit out of everything over and over. So,
for the record, fuck paywalls. Like when I want to click on a fucking article, dude, and it's like, yo, join the Times Union for fucking
right, yeah.
And then you can't even read the article, even if if you're like,
articles a month or some shit.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like you can't even read the fucking article, and I'm like, no, I don't even care anymore.
Yeah. I guess that's a good way to block out real stories. Oh, you got to pay to read this one.
Yeah.
But read about this cat that does backflips.
Yeah, we're out. Yeah, no, man, it's just been crazy because, like, you know, there's obviously been, like, the Ghislaine Maxwell shit, just for example. Like, we can, I guess, get started on that because, like, it wasn't very long that it took to sentence her, right? It was...
No, not really.
It was only a few months after being convicted.
It shouldn't have taken that long to convict either.
Well, no, some of these bigger Fed trials. So, like, some of these bigger Fed trials, man, like, you won't see her go to court for fucking 2 years, 3 years. You know what I mean? And then, like, but.
Well, so we were kind of talking about this before we started. You know, it's, I forgot her name already, but,
Marjorie.
Taylor Greene. That Republican chick, whatever, she's trying to get the ball moving on, getting to the client list, which, I mean, to me, I don't know about anybody else, but I'm more curious about that. I mean, you kind of knew Maxwell was going to get convicted and sentenced to something hefty, but I mean, that client list, dude, I think is more important in that whole aspect to know who's involved in, you know.
But I mean, honestly, will people really give a fuck anyway? Maybe for like one news cycle?
Minutes,
probably. I mean, that's how it works with fucking Pizzagate, dude.
Yeah,
Pizzagate came out, everybody was up in arms, and now it's nobody says anything.
Save our children. Hashtag.
Yeah.
Former president is on the flight log multiple times, and I mean, people don't really. The flight logs have been released, and
they don't care.
They were kind of big news for a day or two, maybe, but
well, then it goes out the window.
No one really cared after that. Yeah, it's just.
So now,
it's really
in your guys' perspective, why do you think that is? Why do you think, is it because it's out of our control that people push this shit to the side and say, you know what, fuck it, dude. You know what, we're not going to make a big stink. Ghislaine got fucking 20 years. Somebody got held accountable. You know what I mean? Like
the instant gratification that people want now. So it's like on to the next thing, you know? You hear about it, go through it, it's over with, on to the next thing.
Yeah, if it's trending.
Right.
Let's be mad if it's trending. But if it's not, you know, who cares?
Sure.
Yeah. You know.
So it's kind of a cultural thing.
Yeah, it's always on to the next thing, you know. The next day is a school shooting. The day after that's this.
Well, speaking of tabloid.
Yeah, there was a whole bunch of those too, man.
School
shootings.
All kinds of shootings. Like what? There was like a week where there's one almost like every day. It seemed like.
Yeah, but did you see that UVlad shit? Like the UVlad one where they like we're going to demolish the school and fucking like there's a shooting that happened there. Like they had a shooting that happened at that UVlad.
One where the cops didn't go in for like 50 something minutes.
Oh, okay.
And they were going to.
Was it Uvalde?
Yeah, that's what it's called. My bad if I was pronouncing it incorrectly, but they were going to demolish the school like a crime scene.
That's what they did with Sandy Hook.
Yeah.
Well, and that, totally destroyed, demolished the school.
Dude, it's so...
Then tore down Alex Jones. And they got him for fucking X amount of dollars. They fucking got him.
Yeah, that's, you know, I sympathize because, you know, I wouldn't want to imagine that happening, you know. Like that, right? But there's just so much sketchiness surrounding stuff, especially the bigger things that end up all over the place that you hear about. I mean, there's stuff that happens all the time and we don't ever hear about it. You'd have to dig to find out about other mass shootings or, you know, even shootings that get stopped. You know, you never hear about that.
Right.
So do you think, well, obviously I've always thought that it was like a gun control thing. Like, I'm not saying these kids didn't get killed or, you know what I mean, anything like that, but it's just kind of odd. Like, we're one of the only countries in the world where this shit happens, like, constantly. And then we go and make the fucking person famous. They have this. It was kind of weird with like the one where they had like already found the dude's manifesto and fucking like. It was strange, man. Fucking strange. But I ain't trying to get Alex Jones out here.
Yeah, right. I mean, the Vegas one was crazy. Mm-hmm. And that one just got like swept under the rug, and they don't ever talk about that one. Yeah, with Stephen Paddock.
Well, so have you seen? So there was something going around, and like they were pointing out the pattern that, you know, all these mass shootings that are happening. It's ironic that the cameras are always down. You can't see what transpired, or see how anything went down because all these cameras are. Oh man, it's weird that they weren't working that day. We just ironically had maintenance working that day. Camera feeds cut out.
The shooters usually have some type of tie to law enforcement, or at least are known by law enforcement. I mean, I believe the kid in Texas at that last school shooting was.
They knew about him, right?
Yeah, he like was posting stuff. He had a manifesto, supposedly.
That's
some type
what
of
that's
shit
what
like
I was
that.
talking about. Yeah. Well, what's crazy too is you can make the argument that a lot of these agents, FBI agents, and whoever the name is in these, because that dude was all over like chat rooms and shit. Like, and they're making a case that like there was like agents inside the chat room kind of provoking that shit. Like, oh, what would you do? How would you do it?
Just knowing certain shit that you read. Do you have any sort of doubt that that's a reality? You know?
Oh no, I don't personally. Obviously, this is fucking like a majority conspiracy podcast.
Well, I mean, just to back up that, you know, pushing the narrative thing, man. Poke the bear until you get what you want. You know?
Oh, sure, yeah. But either way, so like Ghislaine Maxwell gets sentenced to 20 years, right? So Epstein's fucking dead. Hashtag Epstein didn't kill himself. But now, do you guys think this shit just goes away now? Like, because obviously Marjorie Taylor Greene is looking for the flight logs, but really, how far has anybody gotten into that? You know what I mean? Like, you don't think the big wigs
just until they need something else to put in the people's eyes to you know? I mean,
you know what no one's talking about either is how Virginia Jeffries fucking sold out.
Yeah, right. True enough.
So now who's that?
So Virginia Jeffries was like the main chick that was pushing the whole Epstein thing, like that she was like groomed and fucking.
Oh, she was one of the.
She was one of the victims, right? And she was the main one, but she had a law, or like she was basically had a filed something against Prince Andrew. Okay, Prince Andrew got of the UK got fucking all of his royal titles stripped away, all that bullshit. But she had filed either a lawsuit or a charge. I don't know if it was criminal charges.
Yeah, I think it was a lawsuit, civil suit or something.
Civil suit or something. He was going to have to come here to and FBI forever has been wanting to question him over the Epstein shit, and she accepted a settlement, bro. Like and the only reason I call that selling out is because how many people, how many rapes are you covering up now? Because you just caught this check.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
And now you can't write a book because, and this is if it was me and I'm leveraging my shit, I'd be like, oh, look, I'm going to make 40, 50 million, 100 million off a fucking book deal.
Do you really try to go against the throne, the Queen of England and that family?
Oh,
do you really?
What's the cost of your soul, man?
Yeah, I mean, you're as good as dead.
No question. I 1,000% agree with that. But it's just it just drives me nuts because it's like this person who pushed this whole thing, like there's this elite sex trafficking ring. Why the fuck aren't we talking about you why where are the other clients? Where are the other people? Where are the other victims? And you're just gonna allow it to happen. Fuck it.
Well, where's the uproar? From even just regular Joe and Jane, where's anybody look at how can you sit there and be like, this is going on, but you know what? There's Amber Heard and frickin' this dude on TV. I get to watch his court case, so I pay attention to that instead of.
That was very entertaining, by the way.
I'm sure it was, and I didn't watch it.
Yeah, no, I didn't catch up.
I caught a little bit.
I just seen the memes.
Right? Yeah, of course.
I ain't even gonna front, dude. I caught some of it. It was fucking hilarious. It was really it was distracting.
Right?
No, definitely.
But that's how many people paid attention to that and nothing else.
Yeah.
How much shit got passed through? How much shit was brought out that you got to go digging for to see?
Yeah.
Well, it's always been like that.
Johnny Depp's a weird dude anyway.
Yo, listen, I can't believe.
I don't think anybody in a Tim Burton movie couldn't be weird.
No.
Anybody in Hollywood.
Yeah, right. They're like that, and that's what's wild is there's so many people that I know personally that are like, oh my God, I fucking love Johnny Depp. And look, cool. Yeah. Is he a good actor? Sure. Is he the great fucking Jack Sparrow? Definitely. But
that's why
that motherfucker. Listen, Donnie Brasco, I can name a bunch of them where I thought he was really good in.
Yeah.
But he, like Chap said, going back to the Viper Room, bro, was weird as fuck. It was in the whole Hollywood weirdo scene.
Yeah, that Viper Room shit, man.
He owned it. So and River Phoenix overdosed there, died on the fucking.
There was a lot of weird shit that was going on in that place.
Yeah.
Oh, there was all kinds of shit. Ridiculous shit. Like Hollywood crazy shit. That's where the stars went. The Viper Room in LA was like the Hollywood Strip or some shit. That's where they would go to like be themselves.
Now,
like, go get crazy.
I could be wrong, but wasn't I think I was reading something, dude, that was saying that even before it was Viper Room, it was actually another club that was kind of in the same style as the Viper Room was.
The debauchery.
Well, like, to where all those big celebrities do, that was the spot to go to be weird and do whatever, you know.
Well, yeah,
and I could be wrong, but
no, I'm sure it was owned by somebody before that. It's always been like that. Look at like how I love the Laurel Canyon shit.
Oh yeah,
because it was passed down through hands of stars, and like this person owned this person's house, and then this, you know, it's all crazy, dude. They were just like they're coming out about how all like the fucking crazy shit that was happening at the Playboy Mansion.
Yeah, see, I haven't read any of that.
Yeah, they put out a documentary, like a 10-part series.
Bro, yeah, I haven't watched any of it.
I watched the first few. I mean, it's good for somebody who would never think about it or been into any of that type of stuff. But I mean, it was nothing hardcore. It was basically just shit you already knew. Hef was an asshole. He, you know, controlling all the women. It doesn't really go into the like grooming and kind of, but it's more like they play it off like, yeah, if you were one of his girlfriends, you know, you had to be a certain way, obviously.
Oh yeah,
like, and act a certain way. And
they were talking about like he was like some of these chicks.
I didn't see him going into anything about like the underground tunnels and all that type of shit.
Oh, see, I didn't see anything about those. What are those?
Well, supposedly there's a whole bunch of underground tunnels and
under the Playboy Mansion.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously that place, all the celebrities, politicians, all types of people go there. So
now is that to like sneak girls to go see certain people that didn't want to
that
be
type
known
of stuff,
to be there?
And
President's store.
He had every place in every inch of it was recording audio and video at all times.
Yeah.
So who knows who he has dirt on? You know what I mean? Like people
some chick came out and said she destroyed all the tapes.
How
I can't
convenient.
remember who
Right?
it was,
But
she was. Well, she was like one of his like aides or like close. You know, she ran shit in the mansion. You know what I mean? And then allegedly found the tapes that nobody knew about. And,
how do you just find those?
But she was talking.
Like, come on, if you have all that, you don't want it to be found.
Right.
You don't just find that shit.
Well, no, of course he wasn't. He was a sick fuck, dude. Like that's the thing is that out there, and especially being, he was from the old time too, man. Like he really made he started like the porn magazine kind of in a way. Like I think
was it Playboy or Penthouse?
It was Playboy. Hugh Hefner?
Because Penthouse runs it back too, huh? Because Penthouse runs back too, huh? How old is that magazine?
Oh, I don't even know, but I know Playboy was probably first.
Hustler's been around a long time too.
Hustler,
Larry Flint, that dude's been around forever.
Oh, look at you guys with your porn knowledge.
Well, yeah, everybody.
That sense a tone of jealousy in your voice.
I like to read.
The people versus Larry Flint, and Larry Flint just had a crazy life.
Larry Flint. Now, which one's that one?
He's the one that like he ran. He's ran for offices. He's Hustler, but he ran for offices and he's done crazy stuff. I can't remember, but like I can't even do it justice because I'm just like totally making it up. But he's done shit like take out full page ads in like a huge newspaper, like the New York Times or something like that. Take out like a huge ad and just like bash a politician. And he was shot. Someone tried to kill him, and then he was in a wheelchair. I think he's still alive.
So
The People versus Larry Flint's a really good movie.
Check that out.
I'm pretty sure. So there's a page that I follow that drops a bunch of stuff that you don't see on mainstream media and stuff. And I'm pretty sure he's one of the publishers that puts out articles still.
Oh,
so
really? Okay,
that's probably where I'm thinking I know the name from.
Yeah, Larry Flint definitely. I think he's still alive, and yeah, I'm pretty sure. But he'll show up at like White House Correspondents' dinners, all kinds of stuff. Flint, interesting character for sure.
Oh, I bet he's plugged in.
Yeah,
with all the weirdos,
he's like the controlled opposition, I guess. But I don't know. He's doesn't seem to be liked very much in that circle, and he goes out of his way not to be liked.
Well, I mean,
but he's still part of it. So.
But you're right. I try to say this about Elon Musk. Is like if you're in that position, you're playing ball in one way, shape, or form.
It's funny. I actually had a conversation with Chap one night about that. How with Musk and Who else were we talking about? Rogan.
Oh yeah.
You know, like, dude, these guys have to be playing ball somewhere because that's
playing ball somewhere. Like, I think with Rogan, man, and I love Rogan. He plays all the lines. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, but you have to. You don't get to you don't get to certain levels, man. Not like kind of like catering to your audience. You know what I mean? You don't want to exclude anyone. Like, you don't want to be like, all right, like I say, fuck cops. But then now, is there any cops that are not going to watch my show now or go disparage my show because it's like I said, fuck cops? Like,
honestly, yeah, that's probably the case.
But if you're listening to this podcast, chances are that's
not the narrative. It's
just not the audience.
But there's so many people that'll take that one thing and be like, oh, that's it, done.
Thousands and thousands of hours.
But Elon,
audio.
Yeah, you don't get to stay like at that status, dude, without playing some kind of ball. You know what I mean?
He's allowed to fly rockets into space.
Right.
Who's allowed to do that as a private citizen?
Well, yeah, watch us go start building rockets. See what happens.
Like, and there are people out there that could afford to buy like used rockets and do that shit. Like, but what? It's just not going to happen.
No.
Yeah. Well, I was just making the fucking, you know what I mean, the analogy that
no, for sure, yeah.
That's how, like, you got to play ball in some way, shape, or form, and especially with the Hollywood shit, like, that's what they do, man. Like, the shit, like, people don't believe that shit. Like, all your favorite actors, like,
well, you know what's funny, dude, is like there's so much of this stuff that like gets depicted in movies, and it's like, oh, well, it's just entertainment. It doesn't mean anything, and it's like, how much shit are we being shown in movies
imitating life?
You know, that is real shit that you just don't want to accept or blocking out of your mind that it's real, you know?
Came from somewhere.
Right.
Yeah, and it's just crazy.
That's why I can't wait to own a lightsaber.
Yeah, right. So, circling back around though, fucking with like in the same essence, R. Kelly gets 30 years.
Right.
So, what are your guys' thoughts on that shit? That he gets 30. She gets 20. She's a part of this like elite. Like, don't get it fucked up. They're both doing some sort of sex trafficking.
And you were saying Maxwell still has other cases to come as well, right?
Well, I'm sure she's got civil suits and shit coming, but like I'm like,
if that's a grand total, dude, that's crazy. She only got 20.
They both can.
I mean, I don't want to downplay what fucking R. Kelly did either, but
she was never
he definitely deserved it.
Yeah, she was never. She's probably got a clean record, dude. You know what I mean? All that shit. That's why she got 20.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to have a dirty record when you're constantly running chicks for fucking somebody.
I mean,
you're busy.
She came from prestigious family, so she's her father was very well connected to
intelligence.
That shit grinds me so bad.
Well, listen, they make a case that like that's why and I think she'll appeal it and they'll probably reduce it. I'm calling it now. You know what I mean? They'll give her like, all right, 10 years.
Well, and I wish I knew the judge, dude, that ruled to keep the client list out of the fucking trial, dude, because that shit grind me too.
Did that grind your gears?
It did, dude. Yeah, it really did.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a better fucking terminology for that.
I like it.
No, I'm just laughing because I'm thinking of Family Guy.
Oh, right. I knew that's
what really grinds my gears.
Yeah, I love it. Fucking love it, dude.
Side segment.
But no, yeah, sure. But at the same time, like within the legal system, it's so strange to me, and I'm not entirely sure. I'm not really up on the legalese of why they allow certain evidence and they do not allow certain evidence. Like some shit.
I think it comes down to whoever argues.
I mean, I guess what is the actual client list? Is it a physical book?
Saying,
you know what I mean?
Right.
So then that makes it like, okay, this is, even if you found it in her house, I could have a book. I could have a notebook in my office right now that has lists of anybody that I could possibly think of, and just that's hearsay. That's me. You know what I mean?
To an extent, I mean, they can carbon date pretty much anything nowadays.
Well, it's not.
So, I mean, you could have.
Yeah, but you could have written. It doesn't mean that they. Yeah. You can't really tie it just because she wrote like, all right, Bill Clinton,
just random names.
Bill Clinton.
I get it. Okay.
Unless it was, I mean, I guess unless it was like, well, first of all, they don't want that stuff coming out. But I guess unless it was like, Bill Clinton, March 27th, 1998, he was here. This is how he came. Blah blah blah. Then you could start checking that shit because you could be like, okay,
you got it down to a T. Yeah.
He was down there in St. Thomas or wherever it is, or he
that's what I was
out
going to say, was with the flight
by the
logs
ranch
the
and
hardest.
Yeah,
piece
that
of
stuff you
evidence.
have to do. Yeah,
Like that's the hardest piece of evidence that they have is that flight log, because you have to have the name of the person that is going to be flying.
So I don't know if you remember this. They actually allegedly, and because I don't want to say it's real or whatever, but allegedly they did drop, or somebody leaked the flight list.
yeah. The flight list had some
out.
journalist had got it years ago before the trial and everything too. And, of course, it's like, that's not really it, and blah, 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 blah.
Well, and it's tough, dude, with disinformation fucking out there as well, So it's like, Can you take it for real? Can you not? But the names on that list, dude, were...
Oh, yeah, Hollywood.
Oh, all your
athletes,
favorite people. Like all of them. Like,
politicians.
Listen, even going as far as like fucking people like Oprah.
I mean,
no, dude, Tom Hanks was
and
on
now
there.
that doesn't necessarily mean
Tom Hanks is another one.
That's a lovable fucking guy.
This is
not
man's
real
on that
life. He's
list.
a sicko.
Right.
It doesn't matter. Like they fucking
Allegedly.
even if you weren't involved, you were involved with Epstein and knew his reputation per se.
Right. He had
You know
already.
what I'm saying?
People didn't stop fucking with him after he was convicted that one time.
Right. Well, it's fucking Bill Gates. How about him? Fucking douchebag. He didn't even start his relationship with Epstein until
This is a little
after.
off topic. He bought a huge plot of fucking farmland in one of the Dakotas.
Gates?
And,
He's buying up all the farmland
he
everywhere
just
he
finalized the deal in one of the Dakotas. I think I want to say it was North Dakota. And, to me, I'm like, I hate that. Like, I'm 100% against that because...
Yeah, he's bought a lot of farmland over the past
And again, side note, I didn't mean to...
No,
he
that's
has,
all
and
part of it, dude.
He's also been talking about, I don't know, what is it, like some types of synthetic food and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, no, that's not a coincidence he's buying up.
Yeah, and it's pretty wild too, because like people like just see like this dude and it's like, oh yeah, it's Bill Gates, right? Like he's this fucking genius, like whatever. The dude is dictating some very, very, very...
He might be a genius as far as computers and fucking internet goes, dude.
He wasn't, though. He said it himself. He was like, I wasn't great at, like, coding, so, like, I got somebody to code for me. Like, this was my idea. And he was just really good at putting people together and building something. Right. You know what I mean? Like, that's what he admitted that himself. Like, I wasn't, like, great at the shit, like, the hard, like, the work of it. You know what I mean?
I guess that's even more worrisome.
Yeah. Now he's calling the shots on fucking world health diseases and shit. Like
Bill and Melinda Gates had a summit about an epidemic before COVID came out, and look at how that worked out.
They've been jabbing people all over Africa for years.
For sure. That was wild to read.
The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, yeah, they've been over there.
Listen, sorry to cut you off, dude. Did you guys hear about the teenagers that died in the bar over there?
Where?
In Africa? Bro,
you're not talking. Oh,
like
no.
Some like 25 teenagers.
Oh, just like they went to this bar.
Yeah,
and everybody in there was just dead.
Everybody was just dead.
They don't know how or
they had no idea why.
Yeah.
Wow,
bro,
really?
25. Like I think it was like 25 people, but it was weird.
Yeah, it was
because
there was everybody in there, and
they
they couldn't figure out what happened. I don't know if they actually have now.
They were waiting. I haven't.
Now, is this in a region where like they're pulling fucking teenagers out of families to
I don't
fight
remember.
wars and shit? Or?
I just kind of saw the headline. I mean, Africa's like 56,
yeah, that's wild.
Like
well, so side note, while you're looking that up, have you ever heard about how Oprah actually opened up like a school over there?
Yeah.
And one of the girls came out and was like, "Yeah, I was getting fucking raped in there," and that's people that I don't know that looked important were coming in and taking kids and this, that, and the third. And
yeah, I think recently too.
What was I looking up?
The people the kids that died in Africa, or wherever, somewhere in Africa.
Kids.
A kid was just like beat to death or something in the school LeBron James started.
Really?
Yeah, that was all over the news.
And you would hope like certain people that are.
I mean, I don't think how much does he have a tie to the school? Probably
that,
nothing. Just his name and the money that was to fund it. You know
which
what
is
I mean?
sad because you would kind of hope like a dude like that would actually be a part of his things that he's putting out.
Right?
I guess sometimes you're just
you're not. Yeah, but you're not held liable. You're not there.
No, yeah, I was gonna say he's not like.
I'm not saying that the dude's the principal of the school or anything.
But
no.
For the record, South Africa was on Sunday morning, the deaths of 22 young people, some of them as young as 13, at a tavern in East London. And so this is in South Africa. National Police Minister, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, told reporters when visiting the scene that he could not yet say what happened at the venue, but some said the victims were just 13 years old. Samples from the bodies will be taken to toxicology labs in Cape Town for more advanced analysis. So, like...
advanced analysis.
22 people died, and nobody knows why. And they're all children.
And if you're getting
in a bar,
if you're getting taken to get advanced analysis, I don't think those words just correspond with an autopsy.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Like, so
autopsies.
I mean, that's weird and intriguing in itself. Advanced. So.
Well,
kind of makes you wonder what the injuries were, what the scene looked like.
That's what they said is that the scene was that they had just fucking
fell over, dropped dead at once.
Like every single one of them,
like
on some heavy, having Heaven's Gate shit.
So now you bring that up. I wanted to ask, have you guys ever watched the show that they had on like History Channel about Skinwalker Ranch?
No, but I know that.
So you should watch it because some of the stuff that they're finding on there, dude, is wild. Yeah. But anyway, so that makes me want to say for this situation, what if they have something developed that can make you drop like that, and these people are just finding it, and it's like, well, did you see that in China, dude? They have some like sort of invisible laser fucking railgun, dude, that'll torch your body from a massive amount of distance.
Pretty sure that the CIA has admitted that they've had like a weapon that can cause heart attacks, for like 50 years now.
Yeah, so wild. How many people die of mysterious causes, dude?
Right.
That, were tied into something. Say, Epstein didn't hang himself, and he just combusted inside because somebody had some weird CIA weapon outside his cell block. The government has
literally, like anything you can think of, and things we can't think of, they've already experimented with and tried to create, and like making ships disappear with the Philadelphia experiment, or literally trying to come up with a gay bomb because you think if you drop a gay bomb and turn their soldiers gay, they won't be able to fight as well. And like literally, like, hey, let's come up with a gay bomb.
I would want to see the testing to that.
Right? Yeah.
Like, how is that effective, dude?
Who's the guinea pigs for that one?
Right. Well, not only that, dude, but there's ticks too, right? And wasn't that the allegedly behind Lyme disease? They were testing Lyme disease in a Connecticut lab.
Is that a thing?
That's
out, right?
Montauk Island. That's where that's where weird shit always washes up on the shore. Yeah. Jesse Ventura, when he had his conspiracy theory show, he went out by Montauk Island and did a show on there, but it was pretty good. But yeah, they have it's a military lab, I believe. There, all kinds of
weird shit,
diseases, all kinds of stuff. People think they're experimenting, like crossbreeding animals, and
shit was washing up on shore.
Yeah, weird things washing up on shore.
Spread, dude.
And they show the spread of the first confirmed cases of Lyme disease ever, and they show that the way that it spread, it went right across the Sound into Connecticut, and then now everywhere in the Northeast.
Yeah. So, crazy. but that was in the idea behind the Lyme disease was to drop on soldiers. Right, they're in like World War II or some shit.
I've met people that have it, dude, and it's that shit ain't no joke.
Oh, Lyme disease will fuck you up. Make sure you spray yourself with ticks because ticks fucking suck. 100%. Make sure you hit that subscribe button though. So, right, that's what I mean though. Is it's like there's shit that's going on behind the scenes, and Chap was saying it too. Is like these motherfuckers, they're like probably 100 years ahead. What they had GPS and all that shit. Probably 50 years before the public got it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Right? Like,
so what? So they had like one of those graphs where it's showing the epicenter moving out type thing? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm talking about like a global positioning system. Like, so like just the normal GPS shit that we use now, like they had that shit 50 to 80 years.
Oh, you're just speaking in general. I thought you were talking about the Lyme disease thing.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I was like, well, wow, dude, that's amazing.
Listen, just spray yourself. They have these like tick defenses. I'm just saying, I'm in the woods a lot. Spray your motherfucking selves.
Even in general areas, dude, there's so many animals that are just kind of free roaming now lately that
dude, on the way here, bro.
Dude.
Oh, there's deer all over here.
Yeah, we've seen a wildlife preserve coming
up.
I
saw a fox a couple weeks ago. Yeah,
fox. Yeah.
We got a raccoon down by the house.
Yeah,
yeah, big fat one.
Trash pandas.
Yeah, right.
No, but Ray and I walked up from my house, and literally we're walking up, dude, and on the left-hand side, like just sitting in someone's yard eating grass, is a big-ass deer.
Yeah.
Hey, come over, it's free.
They'll walk through the front yard sometimes. I've seen like 3 or 4 out there.
Getting some of that good grass.
Well, there's that. Get off topic. But there's that area over there on Spring Street that's wooded, so it's like 20 acres or something on that hill down past the baseball field on Spring Street, and then down to where like the houses start. Up that's all wooded. So I mean,
right?
Who knows what the fuck's hiding in there? I've seen some big deer, but they live there for
so kind of speaking of the wooded area around your house. How about this Jalik Rainwalker shit?
Yeah, that's been going on.
That now they're over searching past the cemetery there.
So what is it?
A kid who went missing like 20 years or more?
No, not 20. I don't think it was that long ago.
It was maybe
like 15.
Ago. Yeah, maybe 10. Maybe I want to say in the realm of 10. But this kid, he was like 12 years old at the time. Dude went missing.
Oh no!
And from somewhere south, Greenwich, and so apparently they
foster
got
child.
Apparently they got new evidence, dude. And
they're up here now.
They're over searching the woods, the house behind where South Troy Little League was.
Oh shit!
They're searching. They're like combing through those woods for something. They won't disclose any information except that they're running off a tip.
Right. Yeah, I mean they got to follow up on it, and you never know. Like they got to take.
So here's the thing, though. It's been a cold case, dude, for 15, however long. They haven't had anything to go off of.
So
and now they have this significant tip that now they're combing through the woods over there.
So, yeah. Listen, man, Troy produced fucking Gary Evans.
Yeah, dude, that was wild. I remember hearing about that this dude jumped out the fucking van to go off the bridge and hit the shallow end of the Hudson.
He had a handcuff key in his nose.
Yeah, fucking wild, dude.
Animal, bro. Like they were career criminals, bro. And he was a serial killer.
Right. Well, that's
jewel thief, fucking cross dresser, all kinds of weird shit.
Yeah, right.
Yo, what is it with fucking serial killers, bro? So we gotta talk about this real quick.
Yeah, they all dress up like.
Yo, listen, I don't care. Like go
tie their balls in knots and shit.
Bill signs the lambs.
For real though, they do though. So
John Wayne Gacy.
All of them. And I'm not. I'll make it clear. There's nothing against cross dressing, but you're a serial killer. Like you're a serial killer. This is now it's getting weird. You know what I mean? Like you go murder somebody, and like some of them would were necrophiliacs. Who was the one that was a necrophiliac that fucking would like kill him first and then fuck him?
Yeah. There were a few of those.
Yeah, there was. But
who was the one guy? Ed Gein. He was like the one who was. I think the Silence of the Lambs was based off, right? Because he was the one.
Yeah, it was
like making sewing skin together and shit.
He was eating brains and shit.
Yeah, like
he was sewing skin together, dude. To make
a
skin
he had like lampshades made of human skin, shit like that.
I was just wondering because it was weird to me like that these dudes like. Is it a psychological thing like that? They're so fucking like.
Well, look at Dahmer, dude. Look at what Dahmer was doing, and this dude like I watched a documentary. They interviewed his neighbor that lived across the hallway. And she was like, yeah, he would talk to me every day, and he offered me food, and like it makes you think, like, shit, was he feeding this woman fucking human sandwiches probably. And shit, dude? Like,
I think it was Martin Lawrence. He said, Jeffrey Dahmer would tell him, "Come over, I'm gonna give you some head." They didn't know he meant that shit literally.
For real, man.
That's stupid funny.
Well, fuck, they had that one kid. He was like 14-year-old. Like the Filipino, the Asian kid.
Oh, yeah.
He was all drugged. He got out of the apartment, ass naked, ran up to a cop. Dahmer followed him, went up to the cop, was like, I'm his uncle. He came home drunk, Don't worry, I'll take care of it.
Nothing.
And the cop
let him go back to Dahmer's place and Dahmer it up.
See, and you know what's wild, dude? Cops. I had an incident like way back, dude, to where like
Filipino kid, your nephew.
I was getting told I couldn't bring my own kid home. And they let Dahmer just take this fucking drugged up Filipino kid home.
Wow, that's running to the cops for help.
Yeah.
You're right, saying I do not know this man.
Right, like naked.
Yeah. So
but you just have to like have just like, you just gotta be different. Obviously, it's about the shit he was doing, cannibalism. But I mean, to calmly go up to a police officer where a kid 14-year-old kid that they're getting ready to murder, instead of letting him go and like panicking, you follow him to get him back and like talk the cop into letting him go back with you.
Get him back. Like,
I'm his uncle. He's drunk. Don't worry.
That's a common thing or a common theme with serial killers too, is the charisma of how they can talk to somebody and
Ted
get
Bundy
them.
was like one of the heads of the Democratic I don't know. He worked on one of the national campaigns or something.
He was considered like a doll back then.
Yeah,
right. That's like just
a
charisma that these guys can have to rope you into doing what they need you to do, so they can get their whatever they're looking for, their fix of the kill or whatever.
Yeah, a lot of them had different motivations. I was just wondering, like, why, like obviously you got a fixation on killing someone, right? Like, I just wonder why.
Well, you would assume that's what it is. I don't typically serial kill on my weekends, but.
Right, I used to say that, but that's what I mean. Is like you're just having so much crazy. Holy shit! But Gary Evans, if you guys haven't heard about him, he's a serial killer that was from Troy, whacked out a bunch of people in Troy and out of Troy.
I miss this fun, dude.
He's got a book.
I'm honestly having fun right now doing this, so just want to point that out.
Yeah, have fun, dude.
It's been a while.
It's been right, and that's what we've done a few episodes. Just for everyone listening, we got the East Mountain episode coming out soon with Johnny, Irv, and Kenny. And that one's coming out soon, but we're putting like some video.
Oh, nice.
We're taking all of our video and our pictures that we took there, and we're going to make that into a video, overlay the audio and shit, and run it like that. But we're trying to put up a bunch, man. We're trying to get busy.
Yeah.
You know, speaking of, we are doing a puff and paint. We're hosting a conspiracy trivia night, and I don't know the address.
By invitation only. You'll get it. You'll get it showing up taped to your door.
Well, I have a remedy for that. Go follow at Paint Cahos, and they will have a link at some point to purchase a ticket if you'd like to purchase a ticket. But we're going to be doing a conspiracy trivia night with some really dope questions.
Fun time.
We're going to get fucking baked up, dude, and we're going to paint, and we're going to fucking ask stupid questions and win a prize.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully a cool prize.
I'm going to rig it.
Well, I'm going to win, so
there you go.
You could rig it, and I'll still win. So
right.
Everybody's in trouble if you go.
But check it out. Follow at Paint Cahos, and eventually they'll have a link up an event and shit like that. And it's going to be fun, man. We're fucking excited.
I'm definitely excited. It's going to be fun. So, I like finger painting, so.
Right. Yeah. But, anyways, did you guys hear about that shit with the fucking sailors? And, I don't know if it was 100 sailors, and I could be quoting it wrong, but there was they just released videos not too long ago about sailors that were seeing UAPs or UFOs.
So before you explain that, because I haven't heard about it.
Really?
I just want to point out that there is literally so much coming out about visuals of UFOs all over the planet, dude.
Constantly,
and,
right?
I mean,
like high-ranking ex-military
it's kind of getting overwhelming what's coming out. Well, no, I mean even recently that people are recording, like it's wild right now as far as UFO sightings and what people are seeing. So I just wanted to point that out before, because there's so much going on that I did not hear about these sailors seeing.
All right,
what they're seeing.
I'll run it. All right, and let me see here. It's not a video. I don't want a video. I want an article. All right, so this was 4 days ago, and the headline says UFO expert calls out naval officials they were wrong. Hold on a second here.
They were wrong about what? Are they saying that they're wrong about what they've seen, or?
All right, so exclusive. I'm not even going to read that. Sailors on board a fleet of Navy warships sailing off the Southern California coast in July of 2019 witnessed several of the ships being swarmed by a host of unidentified flying objects. The incident went on for hours and then happened again and again throughout the month, with craft hovering and zipping around near the fleet with flashing multicolored lights. Navy chiefs have tried to explain away the incident, with the Deputy Director of Naval Intelligence saying he was reasonably confident the objects were drones. But documentary filmmaker Jeremy Corbell, in an exclusive interview with the Daily Mail, says that crew from the ships have told him the swarms of at least 100 UFOs possessed unexplainable capabilities for far beyond traditional drones. And he warned that unless the government can determine who was behind the swarm, the intelligence failure would dwarf our mistakes, quote, dwarf our mistakes made surrounding the events of 9/11. I don't care if these were drones or quote-unquote drones or true UFOs, pyramids, triangles, or even seagulls with lights strapped onto their wings. I want the fundamental question to be answered. Do we know the controllers of these units? He said.
It's a fair question.
So, the Navy says they're drones. Sailors say there was hundreds of them.
Well, and again, they're not going to tell us. They're not going to tell us.
You know what's kind of crazy, too? I just want to point out is that this also is in line with that fucking, that one guy that did Rogan. I can't remember his name. He was the guy that chased the Tic Tac UFO. Remember that? I'm pretty sure we talked about it.
Yeah, I don't think I listened to the episode, though.
Yeah, that was a good one. He's like a naval, he might be retired now, but he was a pilot, and he chased the Tic Tac UFO. But this is all happening on the southern coast.
Yeah.
So, like, now with this one, damn, that's twice I hit the mic. Like, almost smacked my mic right over. But
sometimes that mic needs to know, bro.
I know. Take that. Take that, motherfucker. But a lot of this shit is happening right off the West Coast.
Well, like, so it's funny, while you were explaining this, I was sitting there thinking in my head, like, you remember those stories, dude, of people being on the beach seeing UFOs coming in and out of the water, and there was claims of the underwater base or cave that was underneath that where the UFOs were coming and going from.
Sure, yeah.
That was making me think of that when you were describing it. But 100, dude, a fleet of 100, that's a little excessive.
Damn, I might have to find his name now because, let me see here.
That's a little excessive.
Commander David Fravor. Don't even have to look it up. He allegedly chased one that was like. So what they said was
that's that Tic Tac crap.
This is the Tic Tac, right? And that's what he was saying though, was that it was interacting with something underneath the surface of the water, and then it just like mirrored his movements and shit like that.
Right.
But either way, I was just getting back to these sailors. Like, this happened in 2019, and off the coast of the United States of America, and 100 sailors, sailors aboard a Navy ship said they saw 100 or more unidentified flying objects that possess capabilities that are not traditional.
Yeah,
the multicolored lights kind of weirds me out, though.
Well, dude, it's really not. That's honestly not surprising to me, and not for nothing. I've seen some stuff, dude, that I'm 100% confident in what I've seen to say that UFOs are out there and real, and and I wish I've been able to capture. I mean, I have certain things, but people can always discredit what I have and whatnot, but. I am 100% confident that UFOs are out there. I've seen them, watch them.
Chap, you ever had an experience?
Yeah, I've seen some weird shit. I was convinced was, and then it took me like years of looking for pictures, and then I found out that it was a TR-3B, which is like supposedly, yeah.
So it's funny.
This is supposed to be
a lot of the things.
Oh yeah,
dude,
it was insane.
It looks like a Dorito.
I was there was a bunch of us hanging out, and we were out in the country, like on someone's porch, and like half of the people there were on mushrooms. I wasn't. But the night before, I watched the local news, and the weather, and the dude was saying, tomorrow Venus is going to be visible. It's the closest it's been to Earth in hundreds of years, whatever, the whole deal. Like, go outside at dusk, you'll see it, blah, blah, blah. So we're outside, and one of the kids who's tripping is like, oh, man, look how bright that star is. So I, like, go off on the rant I heard on the news last night. I'm like, yeah, that's Venus. I saw the news last night. That's going to be visible, and it's the closest it's been, blah, 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 blah,
Venus
blah, blah.
is moving.
So, yeah, like 20 minutes, literally, like 20 minutes, half hour later, one of the other kids looked and goes, hey, Chap, Venus is moving. No joke. So it went from the horizon
I could just see it happening
to over top of us, like not as fast as like you'd see a shooting star or a comet in the sky, but that almost that fast, like
sure,
over top
zipping,
of us,
right?
And when it got over top of us, you could see the lights on the tips of the triangle, and then the one in the center lit up, and it was almost like a spotlight, not on us, but over the woods that were right next to us.
Yeah, I swear to God.
And it was almost like it slowed up over top of us on purpose.
That's wild.
And then it took off. Boom.
So let me
it
ask
almost
you,
was hovering like a helicopter.
So when you seen this,
weird.
Did you have a weird feeling, or
yeah.
was it just?
Oh my God!
Or were you just in like awe of what was going on?
Both. It was like it literally. That was like around the time. This was probably like 2004.
Oh wow, that was a while.
It was a while ago.
Yeah,
and I mean, that's when there wasn't like Google Images and all that shit. It was crazy. Sure. So I was looking all over, and I actually talked to this kid on MySpace, and he was like, "I've seen one before. It's called a TR3B. Look it up." Yeah, that's how far back it was. He's like, "Look it up." So I looked it up.
Wow,
and he was actually from like the
he was like, I only had just heard about the TR3B. What fucking?
He lived in the UK
5 years ago,
and he said that it fucked him up, like put him into a depression and shit because he felt like it chases. He felt like it followed him to his house. This is what he was telling me. Wow. He felt like it followed him to his house. And then,
let's put it into perspective.
And he had no idea what it was. And the same thing, he's like, look up TR3B, and he's like, tell me if that's what you saw. I was like, yeah, that's what I saw. And he was like, me too. He's like, it took me forever to find out what it was.
Well, and I'm sure it took, especially back then when you don't have that sort of information to just have at your fingertips, dude. Like, that's got to be hard to process.
That's what I'm trying to say is let's put it into perspective. You have an experience where you don't know what the fuck you just saw, and you don't know who or what or if anyone's gonna fucking believe you. You know what I mean?
It didn't feel like, or it didn't seem like it was occupied. I don't know. It was just weird. It seemed like it was more like a drone type thing. I just couldn't picture there being people or like aliens or whatever in there. It was just.
Why do you feel? I
don't know.
Did you have a feeling of that, or
yeah, it was just so weird. I didn't feel any type of threat. I didn't feel like it was. It didn't obviously have anything on it to appear to be like a weapon.
Yeah,
unless they could do something with that light that beams down. Unless that. Well, that's some laser type shit on there, but saw nothing, and it didn't seem threatening, and it was just weird. But it was weird how it shot across the sky and stopped it pretty much.
Well, you know what isn't a plane or a helicopter or something. So, like, when you're seeing this happen, it's pretty fucking distinct.
Well, yeah, and the thing was, it was in the same spot in the sky, literally for probably like a half hour, off in the horizon, to the point where we thought it was a star. It wasn't moving at all.
Sure.
For who knows how long it was in that spot before we noticed it. And then all of a sudden, the shit zooms from the horizon to over top of
so crazy, dude. Imagine
the woods
that.
Where we're at.
I can see. I haven't had an experience yet. I haven't fucking.
Well, not for nothing, dude. And I hit you up every time I fucking see the thing. And I watch this thing. I've been mapping it. I've been doing everything I can to like solidify, just even to myself, that this thing is not supposed to be in the fucking sky when it's there, and everything, dude. And my buddy has like this great telescope. But he was at the time living out in like Hoosick Falls or something like that. So I had him come down with the telescope, dude. I was like, dude, this thing's out here again. I don't want you to not be here, so I can't use your telescope. Like, come down. He's like, yeah, man. So he comes down, and we meet at the bottom of Prospect Park, and we pull everything out that we need. And dude, this is a nice telescope, like heavy as shit, like great telescope. So we're unpacking everything out of his Jeep, you know, and getting ready to head up into the park. So we go walking up, dude, and we both just happen to look up. Bang! Sure enough, this yellow ball just kind of drops down, like literally just drops down. That's the only way I could describe it. And it's not like a shooting star where it's just going across the skyline and whatever. No, this thing just drops, sits there for a second, dude, and then you just see it take off west. And you're like, what the fuck? You know, so that in itself just kind of had us like, oh man, you know. So then we get up to the top where the Troy sign is, you know, and we set up and whatever. And sure enough, the thing's there already. And I'm like, dude, see, that's the thing I'm talking about, because he hadn't seen it yet. And I'm like, dude, this is the thing I've been watching. And, you know, he's like, yeah, dude, you know, it's probably Venus or, you know, a star or, you know, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, dude, no, it's not. Like, you can say whatever you want and try to tell me it's not. I'm like, but it's not that. All right, well, we set up. And we're watching this thing, dude. And, you know, he's still trying to sit there and tell me, nah, it's nothing, dude, you know. And every time we tried to, like, get this thing into focus on the telescope and stuff, dude, I don't know how, but the lens would get blurred. Like, we're sitting there, we're getting it into the lens, like where you get this thing into your sight, and the lens would blur. It's not even like we were looking at a digital screen or anything like that.
Right. Some telescopes are weird like that, though, if like, you get in on them too close.
This is an expensive telescope, dude.
No, I'm not doubting it. I'm just saying.
And dude, the lens would blur to where, like, we couldn't, like, and then you move it, look at a star looks perfectly fine. You look at the moon looks perfectly fine. You go back to this thing, lens would blur.
Yeah.
So sure enough, this thing's moving its normal thing. Like, dude, it kind of like just hovers and coasts over the skyline.
Maybe it's just vibrating that fast.
Well, and maybe,
you know what I mean?
Or doing whatever it's doing.
Or whatever technology there is to fly those things.
And this is what helps me feel better.
We hover and then go to those high speeds. It's insane.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Well, and this is what helped me feel better. We're watching it, and sure enough, dude, next thing you know, gone. Just gone. No visual, no light, no nothing. Gone. And this dude was sitting there turned pale white, like, I thought you were bullshitting, dude. And I'm like, fucking told you. And, you know, like, it made me feel better that I had somebody there with me watching.
Well, you feel like you're not fucking going crazy. You know what I mean?
Because you have 90% of people telling you you're fucking crazy or seeing shit.
Yeah. I haven't had an experience yet, but I'm hoping to catch Bigfoot.
There you go.
That's true.
So let me ask you,
bring him in.
If he's not some like wild beast ready to fucking murder you, because I kind of assume like
I'm gonna go to the strange wilderness.
That thing doesn't want to be found. Right. So if you find it, he might want to kill you.
And there has to be more than just one.
However,
one can't just be walking around all this time. That motherfucker's got to be at least 60 now.
But however, if he's not the type,
he was around before I was born.
If it's not the type to want to kill you, what would you do if you found one?
I just need a picture.
That's it. You just want to, hey, hold still for a second. I gotta put this on my Instagram.
Hell no.
Harry and the Hendersons, man. Bring that shit home.
Yeah, he's got to throw up the deuces.
Yeah. Yo, real quick, selfie.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If he's chill, bro.
Need this for the podcast.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like
if he's chill, yo, no bullshit. If, like, nobody would obviously believe me. They'd obviously think it was, like, Photoshopped or something. Like,
of course.
Like Kenny in a suit.
Strange wilderness.
Gotta get it on video, everything.
Right. You know, I would have to, like, take
carbon date it.
I'd have to let him rock, though. I'd have to let him go. What am I going to do? Shoot Bigfoot?
Well, would you try to hang out with it?
Well, yeah, I would see how.
Like, again, if this isn't some murderous monster, you know what I mean? Like,
if he wasn't trying to fuck me,
that's definitely. I don't want to be fucked by Bigfoot.
Old school caveman shit just bonks you over the head, drags you to his cave.
That's what I'm saying. You wake up, your butt hurts.
Well, at least you take off.
Now you're his wife.
That's what I'm saying. No, I guess I would like hope that like if he were real, man, that fucking yeah, like he was like, not such a like a lot of the stories say that he throws rocks and shit. So
really?
I mean, yeah. So like I guess fucking he's just kind of a douche.
No rape accusations.
Nothing on paper. It's been written in stone though.
That's Robert Kelly.
Yeah, right. So back to that topic, dude. I didn't know that he had gotten sentenced. I mean, dude, that's taken long. That's taken longer than Maxwell, huh?
That one's been a while.
Yeah, he's been on for a while.
Yeah.
Which is surprising. Why wasn't that? Like that's amazing that Maxwell got.
I'm not sure. Well, they tried to get. I think they tried to get him on like a RICO charge of like running a fucking like a RICO. I'm pretty sure they almost.
Well, again, that's the same instance, kind of, isn't it?
Well, basically, but the difference is that they were saying that he was like running a criminal enterprise. She was just the patsy. Like he was running it, so he was the equivalent of Epstein to his weirdo ring. Okay. You know what I mean? And like people from his label and people around him would go and recruit these chicks, or he would send them there. And like he would have like 14-year-olds and 15-year-olds in the fucking studio, bro.
What a sick fuck, by the way.
Yeah, he had a bedroom in the studio and shit.
What a sick fuck, dude.
Yeah. And it was like, and what's crazy, bro, is he would like go to high schools and recruit chicks. He would just literally, they'd be like,
dude, in that instance, I mean, you're a guy that girls go to your shows and swoon over you, dude. It's probably not even a hard process for that man to do that.
All right, so there's a significant difference, right, though. But like, there's like grown, willing women, or there's children you're going to a high school to get, like, to groom.
But
like,
either
to
way.
Yeah, like there were
you know what I mean? Like,
that surviving R. Kelly shit. I caught some of that.
See, I didn't watch
I caught some of it just when it was actually like on TV. But, yeah, I mean, there were parents that hadn't seen their daughters in like years or whatever.
Yeah.
They were living with him still. And
they were brainwashed, bro.
Yeah, he met them when they were like 16 too, I think.
Yeah. And they were like staying with him. Like,
dude, the sick part is there's so many people in this world that like, if you're a female, man, I hope that you could just understand it. It's probably more common than not that there's fucking weirdos out there like that.
Yeah, mental trauma's tough, bro. Some people deal with that shit in different ways. But yes, there are a lot of fucking scumbags, and like R. Kelly or like Ghislaine, Maxwell, or Epstein. But yeah, like, so it's just crazy that like it took so long. Like, remember, like when he was like fucking, what was he pissing on some chick? Chap, what year did that happen?
That was way back. That
way
even
back.
Been like in the 90s.
Oh yeah,
like when she was like a 14-year-old.
Oh, when it happened or when it came out?
The R. Kelly video. There was a video of it.
Yeah, that was in the 2010s though when that came out. Yeah,
that video was that. No, that shit was
when the video was recorded again. I don't know that, but I'm saying when it came out,
everybody knew about that. Everybody knew about that video way back. I'm pretty sure I heard about it in high school.
Nah, dude. I think it was 2010s.
What year
did
the R. Kelly
Chappelle
video
Chappelle did the remix to Ignition thing before 2010.
So on February 3rd, and for the record, everybody listen, I definitely just Googled it like that. On February 3rd, 2002, a video began circulating allegedly depicting
wow, so it was you were in
Kelly's sexual
dude, I didn't
abuse
realize it was
of a
that
girl
long ago.
known
But they were talking about it before that.
The abuse and
before it actually came out, like it was rumored, like and he married Aaliyah when she was like 16 or something.
Dude,
like
is my like memory just getting blurred? Or whatever?
No, it's just like
I just think it was so much more recent.
Yeah, like it doesn't seem like 20 years ago.
It's been a long time.
That's amazing. 20 years.
Like Chap said before all that, he was married to Aaliyah. Like, and they falsified his manager or whatever, falsified her fucking documents, dude, to get them married when she was like 16, bro. He was like 30 something.
Yeah.
The Elvis
information
movie
is per R. Kelly's Wikipedia. So if anybody would like to know, you can just go to R. Kelly's Wikipedia, and the piss video is in there.
Yeah,
2002.
Well, I mean,
it's on his Wikipedia.
Yes.
To watch?
Good for Wikipedia.
I didn't check.
Oh, that's what I thought he meant.
That's what I thought he meant. That's what I thought he meant too. I'm like, damn, I'm about to watch.
Wikipedia is like, fuck R. Kelly.
The Elvis movie out right now is, of course, like a big hit. Everybody loves Elvis. No, but he was a pedophile. I mean, he married his wife when she was like 14, 13. Everybody, it's just well known that he would always have like 13, 14-year-old girls over.
And I wonder if they portray that in the movie. I hate it when they don't give you, they do biopics, dude, and they try to play them off.
Yeah, they make him look like some hero, not a, pedophile and thief.
If they put out a Michael Jackson biopic, would you watch it?
No.
I don't know.
Nope.
I've always
different though. I guarantee you that would not be an accurate thing.
For some reason, Michael Jackson's one person I've always been conflicted about.
No, for sure.
Shut up.
Dude, I don't care. That music is ridiculous.
Hold on a second.
Not even his music, just like he's always had so much influence and like.
Hold on a second. Michael Jackson, pedophile in my eyes, pedophile of all pedophiles. Right. So now I need to hear from your perspective why he would be any different than any other person in Hollywood.
To me, he was almost like asexual. He was.
But that don't mean he wouldn't fuck kids.
I'm just
little
giving.
boys.
I don't know. I'm not
bed,
saying.
bro.
I'm not saying that I don't doubt it. I'm just saying like I could see the other part. And he the older he got, the more he bucked the establishment. And I mean, music, the black and white videos, all kinds of stuff. I mean, he was talking about, he was woke a long time ago.
I mean, I can understand that, but
he
at the
was
same
famous
time,
by the time he was like 5, like world famous. And he just you never saw him. I just never picture him, or anytime they show him in life, I'm like, the dude doesn't seem sexual at all, like towards women. He didn't seem gay to me, and he didn't seem like he liked women.
He even said in an interview that he didn't know what a human life was because he was just told to do.
Listen,
and people like Macaulay Culkin and Corey Feldman and people that really were around him for years and close, and children were like, they just say that there's no way that it happened. But I mean,
it was kind of surprising.
He was sued. He lost a civil suit.
Even like, because Macaulay Culkin went through shit himself,
right?
And to come out and be like, "Yeah, you listen, Michael Jackson was one of the people that were just there for me, and I could
listen, I can see that in most cases. Again, I can see that in most cases.
Yeah, that's like so much influence, though. It's like what way do you take away someone's influence and power? What better way than to accuse them of that?
No, for sure.
It's the worst crime a man can commit.
No, and then you get a cocktail from a specialized fucking person.
Yeah, I mean, he was given an overdose of heart medicine by a heart doctor in his house. Like Conrad Murray was his heart doctor and gave him a fatal dose. Right?
He went
for like a couple years or something. Yeah, nothing crazy, but
after killing somebody that's
he was.
But this is what I mean, though. It's just like
he walked down the street like he go like just the middle of nowhere in some country in Africa, and thousands of people be following him.
No grown
he had
man,
so much influence.
No grown man should have little children. Like, I mean, I can understand if it's your child, right? Sleeping in the bed.
I'm not cool with Tom Brady making out with his fucking son.
Listen, I'm not okay with any of that. Like, I mean,
it's
just weird.
I just
sure. That's whatever.
I'm not against your side of the thing.
Do what you want to do. I don't give a shit. My point is, though, is that in no world, no reality ever, should a grown man have like little children at his fucking Neverland Ranch and then sleeping in bed with him. Like, that's fucking weird as fuck to me. And he admitted that shit. Like that.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
fight and shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's
so
just read about Neverland Ranch, dude. You just read about it.
It's up for debate, bro. Anybody can make their own fucking conclusion. Me
that
personally,
shit was set up for something that isn't a normal fucking thing to be set up for. To be honest,
what is it? What are you talking
Neverland
about?
Ranch.
Oh well, look, people fucking, I guess, display fame in whatever the fuck way they want. But yeah, it's kind of weird. He went the Peter Pan route.
Oh yeah, but he also was he was literally so famous he could not go anywhere in the world without being recognized. So he built and put everything that he wanted on his property. He had that much money. Yeah. He couldn't go to an amusement park, so he put an amusement park on his property. Sure. He couldn't go to a zoo, so he had a zoo. He just kept adding shit on that he wanted.
I mean, look,
they would have to close down the malls and shit, and for him to go shop. And I mean, the one special they showed where he was going shopping, the stores were closed down, and they still found out that he was there shopping, and you'd see like the people were mashed up against the windows to the front of the store just to try to get a glimpse of him.
So weird.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts.
People are so weird, bro.
Well, he was in like some high end fucking store buying $80,000 vases and fucking like literally like that.
Yeah, but even that, you see that Supreme shit or the Supreme stores that they fucking have.
Oh yeah,
dude. That shit blows my mind. My daughter will watch those YouTube shows and shit, dude. And I'm looking and I'm like, How are they charging $8,000 for that pair? Like how?
Yeah, it's
Because
nuts.
people will pay it.
Well,
That's why.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
And you're
I
paying
don't
for
want
the
to call
name.
those people stupid, but
Hype me shit.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. But I guess I can see where you're coming from in your argument for Michael Jackson.
And I'm not
sitting.
no. And don't get me wrong. I really don't even have like a full-fledged opinion on it. I think, like you said, anybody who's tied in
it's just too many turning wheels.
has done something. I mean,
Oh, you're not the biggest star on the planet, bro.
yeah.
And
So I'm not saying no, but I could. Part of me could see why that would be something that they accused him of, and especially the later in life it got, the more like pro-black he actually got, even though he was white.
Right.
But that was a stupid joke. But anyway, he I mean, like the music he was making at the end,
yeah, nailed it.
calling Tommy Mottola a devil, and like saying he was gonna just expose Sony and expose all these executives and stuff. He was a fucking. So he was talking to, I don't remember the exact story, but like he was having a conversation with Paul McCartney about, and McCartney was talking about possibly buying the Beatles catalog. So like Michael Jackson went and bought it like the next day.
Right. Yeah, he did.
And bought the entire Beatles catalog.
Well, that's like
fuck you.
Chris Cornell and fucking Chester Bennington, dude. That they were working on a documentary to expose child celebrities or just even child abuse and rape and all that. And Chris Cornell,
yeah, and they both off themselves, right?
Chester Bennington suicided. That shit I don't buy into at all, especially because they're about to drop that documentary and shit.
They say that Chester Bennington's Podesta's son.
Yeah, they were.
I don't know if that's just because I don't know if they have anything other than that they look like each other.
They look like each other. So everyone's like, yeah, this is fucking son.
Dude, so Justin Bieber had made a music video for one of his songs. I think it's called Yummy. And if you watch the video, dude, it's literally a depiction of how Pizzagate works.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Watch the video. Seriously. Wow. Watch the music video. And it shows like lookalikes of like Jenna McCarthy and fucking Podesto and like all these fucking people, dude. Like there's all lookalikes throughout this video, and you see like a kid band playing at the dinner party that they're at and shit. And by the end of the video, dude, like all the kids are like disappearing off the stage, and then they're all gone, and the only person left in the dinner party is Justin Bieber, dude. Like, and it's supposedly about like the videos depicting Pizzagate.
Wow, I'll have to check that out for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, listen, it's always
they caught a lot of shit. And then after that video came out, then they started saying he was crazy and the wild shit that he was doing was happening. And
well, I mean, he was,
and then
pissing in mop buckets.
But that's all the wild shit started happening.
Leaving monkeys in Germany.
A whole bunch of they tried to get him on rape charges from 2 girls from a concert.
Really?
And then he was like bullshit, take me to court. And they found out the girls were never at the concert and shit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, eventually the programming starts to wear off, so that's why they usually got to tune them up.
Yo, Britney's a fine example of that.
Yeah. Well, and then, I don't know, something's going on with Bieber right now. He canceled his tour and, like, half his face is paralyzed or some disease or some shit. But
shit, I don't want to miss it.
Yeah, no, yeah. It's like,
this dude was kind of going against the grain. And
start glitching.
Well, let's be real here. Like him and his girl were like super religious. You know what I mean?
When did he come out? When he was 14, right? He got big when he was 14.
Yeah. He was the first YouTube guy, wasn't he, really?
So like with all this shit going on, you think, this dude's not talking about
well, not only that, but like 300 million when you're 13 years old.
All right.
Oh my God.
How many? Who was it? Drew Barrymore, dude. Drew Barrymore.
His grandmother was just involved in a near fatal car crash. Right?
Drew Barrymore had gone to some celebrity party and gotten drunk at like 9 years old. She had said in like some interview.
Well, shit, that Brooke Shields was in a movie naked at like 13.
Well, that's it was Blue Lagoon.
Yeah.
Justin Bieber has
the studio and the director.
She was in like
trouble for that.
I think she was in Playboy too.
He has
I don't know
underage. I'm pretty sure that Playboy posted pictures from the movie or pictures of her.
Well, but they definitely she was a young kid in that. It was fucked up.
He's got Justin Bieber has Ramsay Hunt syndrome diagnosis.
What is it?
It's essentially where half of your face you lose feeling in your nerves.
Like stroke, like kind of like a stroke, or
I don't think it's. Hold on, I guess we're gonna go back and we're gonna find it now. Let's see here, Ramsay. Because now I'm curious. Ramsay.
It's crazy. He actually just did a song with somebody too. They just had a song.
Yeah, he was
out.
just. I don't know if he started the tour or was about to. But
so
he canceled it.
This is why Ramsay Hunt syndrome is an infection of a facial nerve. It is a neurological disorder in which the Varicella zoster virus infects specific nerves in the head. The condition is also known as herpes zoster oticus. The Varicella zoster virus can also cause chickenpox. That is Ramsay Hunt.
So wait a second. So chickenpox or herpes can make your side of your face shut down.
No. So the condition is also known as herpes zoster oticus. Oticus.
Oh, so that's one whole name. I
That's
thought you were
one
just
whole
listing
name.
names. I was like, oh, all right.
But of course they go by the latter version, which is or the former version, which is the varicella zoster virus. But that one can also cause chickenpox. So. But anyways, moving along.
So just because you said chickenpox, how about monkeypox, dude, and all the weird shit they're saying about that?
Dude, I think they were just like going for the gusto with most of these viruses.
Yeah, right, but that's
COVID was so cool. Now we gotta just have
so
more
cool.
viruses out there and threats.
Yeah, well, Gates needs a reason to go and test all these people now. Like
that's what bothers me the most, dude. Is like how many people are getting just subjected to being fucking guinea pigs, dude. As soon as somebody says,
well, how many people took the vaccine?
I wouldn't know
exactly.
I mean, didn't they claim like in New York it's like 80% or
something?
But
first off,
there's
that's
no way
that's
those,
a bold-faced lie.
There's no way those numbers are up there. I think that's the official number.
First off, maybe New York City, and I'll give you that if we're judging that percentage off of
a little bit off
the population. If we judge that from the population in New York City, I could understand that because they literally told you could not work, you could not operate through the city, you could not do anything without being vaccinated down there.
Yeah, a lot of people had to.
So that I could understand, but beyond that, the rest of the state.
Well, listen, I can see the official number being 80% because they want to make it look that way.
Well, and that's another thing too. Like, yeah.
So
you know what? 80% of people, why don't you just go get it?
Like, technically, it's only we 30, know the numbers have always been ran up from the beginning, so it's not like it's surprising if it were the official number. Sure, you know what I mean. But
according to
World Health wrap it up in like 15.
World Health Organization, they say 66.5% of the world population has received at least one dose of the COVID-19 vaccine.
Say that one more time.
66.5% of the world population has received one dose of COVID.
Do you buy that?
It's the World Health Organization, so they know how many doses went out. I mean, does that mean
went out?
And they know how many have been used because every one of them has been documented. Every vaccine, at least. Here.
So I just want to point out, though, that the WHO has actually been shown to bullshit their numbers as well.
Oh, so. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But that's you buy it. I'm asking.
Listen, but I don't see what the agenda would be to oversay it. I would
to get more people. Oh, look, if the majority of people are taking it, it's all right. Take it. You know?
Well, no,
I see it's more like this many people are not getting it. They're putting you at risk. To it says here, United States, 78% of the United States is vaccinated as of July 1st, 2022.
Wow.
Official data collected by Our World and Data.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's, again,
almost 80% of America.
I can see both sides of them. You know what I mean? 80% of Americans. Yeah, listen, again, there's a lot of people.
For me to follow numbers now.
I mean, I honestly would say that I would think 80% or more of the people I know are vaccinated.
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot of people, dude. Yeah.
Well, honestly, a lot of people I talk to, and sometimes, dude, to be honest, I really think that people won't tell you whether they are or aren't to fit in or to feel comfortable around other people. You know, like, oh, you know what? No, I didn't get that vaccine, bro. Fuck that vaccine. Meanwhile, they went and got everything.
Listen, but to each his own. We got to be honest here. To each his own. So, like, the people that felt confident in these choices to get that vaccine were, I guess, told themselves at the very least they were doing it for a right reason. You know what I mean? Like,
but I'm saying, like, I could see those people being like, I didn't get that vaccine. Fuck that vaccine. You know, just because they're around people that they feel wouldn't be accepted.
Plenty of people, I'm sure, that are lying and say they had it too when they don't.
I think it's the flip side, right? Like, I think it's the flip side. It's more so the vaccinated shitting on the unvaccinated than it is the unvaccinated shitting on the vaccinated. Like, we don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I was just saying, like, it's just there's so many people out there that'll tell you something just to fit the situation that they're in.
Sure.
To where, how can you trust a number? How can you trust what people are saying around you? How can you know?
Yeah, you can't ever.
Or how many people went and got a card saying that they're vaccinated to keep their job, or to be around somewhere, or to, you know, like.
Listen, there's people. Listen, I get it. I understand. It is what it is, man. And I'm glad we're on the back end of that, and we're almost like through the bullshit. Really, COVID is like an old news story now. I mean, they're still fucking pushing it, but
there's still people getting it too, dude. There's still people getting it, but there's also still people that are using it as like an excuse to get out of work. Give me a week's vacation because I have COVID. Meanwhile, I ain't got shit.
I mean, like, you probably have to provide a fucking positive test result, right?
Well, to an extent, dude. They have those home tests.
Yeah, some places like the home test, and then I was just digging through the drawer the other day looking for something, and I still had Adriana's 2 positive tests in there, and my negative test from when she had it. So it's like, I could just fucking text a picture of that to work if I was that type of person, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then on top of that, it's just the home test. You don't have to. But so much shit just changed. I mean, when it first was out, if anyone in your house had it, you had all quarantined for 14 days.
Might as well board up your windows.
Yeah, like everybody. And then when she had it, I was still allowed to go to work. Yeah. I'm working a place where there's 30 people in there at all times, close quarters, and usually like close to 20 kids. And they're like, as long as you're testing negative, you can go to work. Like, okay.
Yeah, that's wild.
Like,
I mean, it is what it is, man. People are past it now.
But she had to quarantine
to an extent, dude. Because again, my company, dude. Nope. If you were around people, go the fuck home. Don't go get a test.
Yeah.
There's some people that still don't fuck around with that shit, dude.
Yeah, I'm sure. But at the same time, like, people are trying to fucking operate, and it's so hard to find people to work now. So,
I think that's the biggest thing, dude. I think so many people got used to not having to go to work that they still feel that way, even though they're not getting that extra money. They're just like,
right,
fuck it.
Yeah, let's move into socialism. Start giving me my check.
Right. I mean, dude, it's sickening. It's really sickening.
No, it is what it is, man. Again, to each their own. If that's how they're motivated, then that's how they're motivated. You know, look, it is what it is. Everybody's different. You either want to go get it or you don't. You know, so, but in any event, fucking, thank you dudes for fucking getting together tonight.
Yeah, for sure.
It was fucking.
We're definitely gonna group hug after this. So.
Oh sure, yeah, we'll get a picture and shit, man. And just a few things before we'll start to wrap up. This episode is not gonna. We're a fucking hour and 22 minutes in. It's not bad,
dude. And I can keep going. Like, honestly, I smoke cigarettes, so that's an addiction. I just need to step out and smoke.
We'll just wrap that shit up. Well, we covered some cool topics tonight, man.
I love it.
We covered some cool topics tonight, and it's cool because it'll be a good bridge between the next episode coming out and a little, but not even so much a filler, but because I felt like it was a really good episode. But it was right. But at the same time, like it'll be good because we need some time to get our video and our shit together of the East Mountain trip.
Keep the content going.
And we got to keep the content going. It's been a while since we dropped anything, so. But we've been doing a lot of shit behind the scenes. And like I said, July 22nd, Puff and Paint at Pankahose. Make sure you follow at Pankahose on Instagram and Facebook. Make sure you follow at Nonsensical Knowledge Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all that bullshit. And make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Click that subscribe button and help us the fuck out. Join the movement. We're trying to talk about some shit.
We ain't gonna be disappointed either.
So we got shit going on. Chap, thanks for fucking being here.
Yeah, been fun.
It's fucking definitely fucking fun as shit. And we'll see you on the next episode.
I'll be back. So
yeah, let's get it. Peace.